Hi, I'm Gordon from Camera Labs, and this is a quick look at the Canon RF 100-300mm f2.8L IS USM, a high-end telephoto zoom for the EOS R mirrorless system, aimed at indoor or close-range sports, or where you might need a little more reach than the 70-200, like at red carpet events. This is an unashamedly high-end lens designed for working professionals or very well-heeled enthusiasts with a price tag to match. Brace yourself as you're looking at spending around $10,000 or £11,500. But as you'll see, this actually isn't unusual for this kind of lens, at least from the major camera companies. Canon let me try out a pre-production model to bring you the basics for this video, and once I've fully tested a final production sample, I'll link to it here. Announced in April 2023, it represents a new focal range for Canon, delivering the 300mm 2.8 specification beloved of sports photographers, but with the added flexibility of a 3x optical zoom. As such, it not only becomes the mirrorless replacement for the EF 300mm f2.8L Mark II from 2011, but also arguably an alternative to the EF 200-400 f4, especially as the new lens will work with Canon's existing RF teleconverters to extend its reach. Add the RF 1.4x teleconverter and the 100-300 2.8 becomes a 140-420 f4. Add the RF 2x teleconverter and it becomes a 200-600 f5.6, which could be useful for more distant sports or even wildlife. Mount this combination on a crop body like the EOS R7 and the reach becomes equivalent to 960mm, and Canon claims the optical quality is not only better than the old 300 2.8 prime, but also uncompromised when using teleconverters. Of course, we'll have to see whether that works out in practice. Now, 100-300 2.8 may be a new proposition for Canon, but isn't dissimilar to Nikon's AFS 120-300 2.8, an older lens designed for DSLRs, which still sells for around 10 grand. And lest we forget, the old EF 300 2.8 and 200-400 lenses still command prices of around 6 and 11 grand respectively, so maybe the new 100-300 2.8 isn't as expensive as it first sounds. No, hang on, of course it is, but my point here is that this is the kind of price that you'll be paying for a professional grade super telephoto lens, at least from the likes of Canon or Nikon. Note that Sigma previously offered a more affordable 120-300 2.8 for various DSLR mounts, but it was considerably heftier. If you're on a tighter budget though, it could be worth tracking one down. Okay, now it's time for a lineup to put the new lens in perspective. On the far left is the RF 70-200 f2.8L, alongside the RF 100-500, both looking relatively compact in comparison to the other lenses here, and remember the latter only works with teleconverters for part of its range, while the former can't use them at all. In the middle is the old EF 300mm f2.8L Mark II, and to its right is the new RF 100-300 2.8L, where you can see it's obviously longer, albeit not quite as long as the EF 200-400, which I've put on the far right. Crumbs, that's over 30 grand's worth of gear I've got right there. Of course, the more detailed comparison that you want to see is between the old EF 300 2.8L Mark II, seen here on the left, and the new RF 100-300 2.8L on the right. Both lenses share the same 128mm maximum diameter, but at 323mm, the new zoom is 75mm longer than the old prime. Now, while this is the size that you'll need to accommodate in your bag though, Canon has reduced the length of the supplied lens hood. So here they are with their hoods attached, where you'll see the working length has now actually become quite similar, indeed almost identical if you also add the EF to EOS R adapter to the prime lens on the left in order to use it on a modern mirrorless body. In terms of weight, you're looking at 2.4 kilograms for the old prime versus 2.59 kilograms for the new zoom, so just 190 grams difference, which you'll barely notice in use. Indeed, it's also worth noting that the new zoom on an EOS R3 body is actually a lighter combination than the old lens on a 1DX Mark III. The RF 100-300 has 3 control rings, a smooth motor-assisted manual focusing ring, followed by a generous zoom ring which operates internally, so no naughty extending barrel here. Towards the end of the barrel is the usual customizable control ring of higher-end RF lenses. This clicks as standard, but you can have it declicked for smooth and silent operation if you prefer, albeit at a Canon service centre. It's a shame that there's not just a simple switch to declick it. Like other super telephotos, there's a selection of switches on the barrel, starting with lens function, which you can use to pre-program a set distance, like the position of a goal or a nesting branch. This is followed by switches to limit the distance from 6 meters to infinity, select between manual or autofocus, enable the optical image stabilizer, and choose the actual stabilization mode. Canon quotes the IS system as delivering up to 5.5 stops by itself, or up to 6 when used with a body that also sports IBIS. Like other large lenses, the RF 100-300 features a built-in collar which allows the barrel and body to rotate while they're mounted on a tripod. 90-degree intervals are felt with a tactile click, while a thumb screw can lock it in place. As I turn the barrel, you'll also notice the 4 buttons positioned around the outer end of the barrel, as well as one more near the mount, all sharing the same programmable function, which is set to AF hold by default. The lens is also supplied with a tripod foot, albeit lacking a dovetail to slide directly into a tripod clamp. Why this isn't a standard feature, I just don't know, but you can still use the foot as a handle to carry the lens, as well as swapping it for one of a different length if preferred. Eagle-eyed Canon spotters may have noticed that unlike the old EF300 2.8, there's no longer the option to use drop-in filters on the new zoom lens, forcing you to instead invest in 112mm filters which screw in the front. In another departure with many super telephotos, the 100-300 also dispenses with the sliding padded cover in favour of a simple plastic cap. While this is a change from older or longer lenses, I'm personally not that bothered, and you can still securely stand the lens up on its rubber-tipped hood. Oh, and a padded pouch bag is also supplied. As a high-end L lens, the 100-300 is of course weather sealed to the same standard as previous Canon super telephotos, including a rubber grommet at the mount. Note the white coating on the barrel is now more effective under hot conditions than the old 300's coat. Wrapping up the specs are an optical construction with 23 elements in 18 groups, a 9-bladed diaphragm system, and a closest focusing distance of 1.8 meters at all focal lengths, and that delivers a maximum magnification of 0.16 times when the lens is set to 300mm. Focusing is courtesy of dual nano USM motors and an overlapping floating design. The lens also supports focus breathing compensation on the latest bodies and minimises focus shift when zooming, albeit not being officially parfocal. Just before wrapping up, one last physical comparison, this time viewed from the side, with the new RF 100-300 at the bottom and the old EF300 prime at the top, and now with both lenses fitted with their hoods and an EOS R3 mounted at the end. Let's now switch the EF300 at the top for the old EF200-400 zoom, before adding the hood and again the R3, again via an adapter. Next, the RF 400 2.8 Super Telephoto Prime, which can mount natively to the EOS R3, although I couldn't quite fit its hood into the frame here. And finally, the new RF 100-300 in various configurations. First, the lens by itself, now with the supplied hood attached, and next with the EOS R3 body mounted. And for good measure, now let's add the RF 1.4x teleconverter, which again turns it into a 140-420 f4 zoom, and finally with the RF 2x converter, which turns it into a 200-600mm f5.6. And that's all I can tell you until I test a final production sample, which again I'll link to here when it's ready. Until then though, I would love to hear what you think of the new lens and Canon's approach of trying to do something a little bit different with its statement lenses. After all, while most sports photographers would probably have been absolutely delighted with a mirrorless version of the previous 300mm 2.8, the addition of a zoom just makes it that much more flexible, kind of like a luxury 70-200 on steroids. If it also lives up to Canon's claims of outperforming the previous 300 2.8, it'll undoubtedly become a common sight on the sidelines of sporting and red carpet events. Right, that's it for this video, and in the absence of a sponsored section, you can always help me out with a like and a follow. I really do appreciate it. And if you're feeling extra generous, I'm always up for a coffee, or you could treat yourself to my in-camera photography book. There's links to everything, including the latest pricing for the lens, in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.